There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Right, we've got there in the end. Right, I'll share my screen and I'll just blast through a couple of things. But if anyone's got any questions or anything they want us to go over, just let us know.
No bother, mate.
Speak up, I'll put it in the chat. Right. Share screen. Right. I'll just quickly, I'll go over a trade that I got in yesterday. And then, back on. So where we tell you now, Sean? Are you in, you weren't away on
In
there?
Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia.
Aye. Any good?
Aye. It's a fucking shithole, to be honest with you, mate.
Is it?
Aye. It's fuck all about, man. It's still, the country's still like up and coming. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking, so it's not like Dubai where it's all high tech and fucking big skyscrapers all over the place.
Yeah.
It's more run down and fucking old. But they've got plans in the next like 20 years that'll be unrecognizable. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But we do events out here like every year. So I came out here last year, and we're building like a big festival. They've got like a big crew of Pakistani scaffolders, but because like the British scaffolding's like higher than anything in the world, they get us out for just basically as like a white face on site. That's basically what we are, like a British face on site.
Yeah.
It's just to keep everything right and that, keep all health and safety in that right, because the way they do things, if you just let them crack on the way they do things, there's just going to be accidents. You know what I mean?
Aye. Oh, wait.
So it's not too bad, to be honest.
The one like gets you away, doesn't it? Right.
Aye, exactly.
So Euro JVP. So I got in a trade on this yesterday. So I'll just quickly go through. So one a downtrend at the minute on the hour. So it's trending down. It's breaking structure every time as well. So this low is getting broke by this. Then that low there is getting broke by this. So what we've got a trend line here. So we've got a couple of touches. You've got your one touch. I mean, this came close. There's this one here. And then what we've got a liquidity sweep with a spike in there. So that spike there is taking the liquidity. So people would have been, as soon as the price got to this line, people would have been selling and they'll have the stop loss on the other side of this. So this is a hunt for their stop losses. So it's like it's taking their stop losses and then prices moved the other way. So what I did, I went down the time frames. So I went down all the way down to the 1 minute, but I literally price came into this area, so I was looking in this area for some sort of sells, and I just want to show you like literally. So when we talk about going down to the smaller time frames and waiting for patterns and things like that to happen before we enter our trade, this one here is like a perfect example of what sort of thing we'll be looking for. So you've got that liquidity sweep there, and then prices came back into this area. So what I'm looking for, and I'll just go straight to the 1 minute. So I went all the way down to the 1 minute time frame. And I'll scroll back. So 1 minute time frame. So price is in the area here that I'm looking at. So in this spike. So price is in this area. What it's done, it's slowed down and it started moving sideways here. So price is moving sideways. So it's creating liquidity on either side of this. So there you've got your equal highs and then you've got equal lows in here. So either side of that, there'll be people selling when it gets to the top and people will be buying when it gets to the bottom. So stop losses will be on either side of this, either side of that. And this will be like people on the 1 minute who will be scalping the market. They'll have the stop losses there. And this is what we call a signature pattern or a signature move, where price sweeps one side. So it's taking the stop losses there, then sweeps the other side. So it's taking the stop losses at the bottom. And what we're waiting for is for price to come back up into this sort of area to mitigate it before then moving off, which it's done perfectly. So where did I get in? I got in on, so you got this push down, then prices came back in, and I got in from, I think I got in just about this green line there. So this area here. So prices like it just started slowing down when I got to there. So I think I got in around about here. So I got in about there. Price pushed down. It came back up, and then it's broke structure down. So price broke down there. So I was in this trade. Unfortunately, I put my bloody stop loss to stop profit too quick. So when price broke the structure here, so it's broke down, so it's broke below there, I've moved my stop loss from there to in profit slightly. I'll move this out of the way for now. So I've moved my stop loss probably down to here. So it's just in profit. And then I've done that when the price came down to here. But then it's came back, just took us out, and then flew. It just started powering down. So that's just an example of like a signature pattern on the smaller time frame. So we've got a higher time frame point of interest. So we've got a higher time frame point of interest, which is this spike here. Then we move down to the smaller time frame, and then we've got the perfect signature pattern in here. Does that make sense to everyone? Nice one.
Yep.
That's the one. But yeah, a lot of the time, say I don't usually go down to the 1 minute time frame, but I literally just spotted this in here. I think I might have looked on the 5 minute first. So I was just seeing what was in this wick, see if there was any like candles or anything like that, but it was literally just that big wick. So that amazing indication that the banks or big money players are moving money like really fast. So they've pushed it up dead quick and then pushed it the other way really quick. But when they do that, they have to come back to mitigate this area at some point. So when price has came back up here, I've literally went down to the smaller time frames and then onto the minute, and this signature pattern was playing out like perfectly. Yeah. Right. So that was a trade from yesterday. Me and Connor were on Tuesday, and we're looking for different setups, but a lot of the ones that we're looking at were like quite far away from where we're looking. One yesterday, I think I seen in the chat, it was I think Chris put it in. I'm just going to go on to it now. It's GBP USD, and it was, what was it? So it was this area here. So I'll just go through it. So what we've got a trend line in here. So this yellow line is my trend line. So you've got a couple of touches there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches there. So that's your trend line there. What we're looking at, it was before all this had happened. This push up here, and then it came back down. So that's a liquidity sweep of that trend line. So you've got your big push, a liquidity sweep. And what we're looking for was for price, I'll just draw it in. It didn't happen, but what I was looking for was for price to come down here, break this line where this area is here, where I've got this purple line, break that, and then look for potential sell when it got back to this area for a downtrend. But it didn't do that, so it didn't get there. That's why you set alarms. So literally with a strategy with set alarms, if it doesn't get the way you want it to, then there's no trade. So this trade just continued up rather than coming down to break structure. So there's no break of structure. You've got your liquidity sweep, but you've got no break of structure to the downside. So that was like a no trade. I'm just gonna go into the Discord and I'll show you. Chris had it on. He's got it drawn up as well. What he was looking at. It's failing to load. Where? I don't know what's going on with me. Then, like, honestly, nothing's loading up. Everything's updating. Anyway, I'll leave that. It doesn't matter. But I would basically. Actually, I'll put replay mode on. So this is like at the time, this is what would happen. So you've got your liquidity sweep above this line here, this orange line, and what we're looking for is for price to come down, break structure, so break below this, and then for price to come back up to get an entry in this area here. So you'd have your stop loss above, and then we're looking for a sell. But it didn't do that, so trade's gone. Has anyone got any questions on that anyway? Oops.
Where's your next TOI on that then?
I've got the 4 hour.
I've got one just a bit high up.
This year.
That there, yeah.
So we've got this 4 hour here, this 4 hour candle, and this is for the new people on. This is what we call a banker's candle. So you've got it's your last up candle before your down move, or vice versa. So when price comes into here, we'll look for like a sort of reaction in this area. Like this here, here's an example here. There's a banker's candle here. So you've got your last up candle, this green one, before this down candle. And you can see like prices came into it and reacted. So that's kind of what we'll look for. But this is the higher time frame, so this will probably be. So that's like a 50 pip candle. So this is what we do. We're looking for price to come into this area. So when it gets up to there, that's when you start looking for your patterns on the smaller time frames. So you either have like your signature pattern where it pushes up, pushes down, and then we look for an entry in there, or you get like just some sort of liquidity build up, and then for it to get taken. But so that's my next point of interest. Is that what you've got, Sean? Is it?
It is, mate. I'll be looking for sells when we get up there.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of I was wondering whether we might be getting like a buy to sell from your bottom there. There's a
From down, yeah.
That player there. I thought it might have come down, taken out them equal lows. I think there's like 3, which is the equal lows just above the manipulation. That there.
I'll just go because this is what I was looking for to start with. So before all this happened, yeah. So when was this? Was this yesterday, wasn't it? So Tuesday. So before Tuesday, like when price was yeah, I'll put the replay more on so you can see better. So before any of that happened, this is what I was actually looking for to start with. So you've got this trend line in here. So your trend line's there. It hasn't been broken. So this is a target. This is a target area. So what I was hoping for it to do, or what I was looking for it to do, was for price to start coming down. And then we've got equal lows here. So you see these spikes, you've got your 1, 2, 3 touches. You've got equal lows there. And further down here, we've got equal lows and then a liquidity sweep here with a spike down here. So that's swept liquidity down there. So price needs to get back down to there at some point and mitigate out of the orders. We've also got an engulfing candle, which means the candle next to the banker's candle is bigger than it. And then we've got this big clean push up. So what I was wanting it to do is for price to, when it comes back down to here, where these equal lows were, get a liquidity sweep into this zone and then look for a buy up to take this trend line. So that's ideally what I wanted to happen, but like the markets they don't run exactly how you plan them a lot of the time. But that's why literally you just put alarms on. So like if price gets down here, I don't know why it's not on. Actually, I had an alarm. I'm just gonna put an alarm on it anyway. I had an alarm. Yeah, let's see. So I did have an alarm on there. So like if price gets down there, then I can look at like how it's moving and stuff. Does that make sense to people as well?
It does, mate.
Is that what you were thinking as well, Sean?
That's what I was kind of hoping for, but like you say, it never works out the way you want it to, does it?
Very, very rarely.
Very rarely. You've always got to adapt, haven't you? It very rarely does what you think it's going to do.
Mm-hmm. That's it. You've just got to have a plan, and that's why we set alarms on it. So, and if it does that, then you react. But then it did something different. So, if I play this, so then it's spiked up and it's took that liquidity, and then I changed my plan to look for something else, which it didn't do again. So it's just one of them things. But so there's no trade taken there. Just trying to have a look now. So now what it could do now. So if price, so we've got a target, we've got an area where we can look for potential sells up here. If it doesn't get to there, we could still have this pull back down into this area. So if it did that and it came back down to there, I'd still look at this area for potential buys. Because then what we've got now is a break of structure on the higher time frame. So prices broke above these now. So it's a break of structure to the upside. I'm just going to have a look on the higher time frames just to just want the 4 hour. So 4 hour, we've got a 4 hour break of structure above there. I think for a true break of structure though, now I'm looking at it on the 4 hour, I kind of wanted to break this high first.
Yeah, or creating another leg up, because I think the way it's kind of been like climbing up as well, it's very slow price action. It's not really showing like signs of strength on its way up. It's more of like a corrective phase.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we see like a high being created, and then if that low gets sort of respected, and then it creates another leg to the upside, I would then go bullish. But until that happens, I'm still quite bearish on these pairs.
I think
even on the DXY, I think I'm still quite bullish on it, to be honest with you.
Well, I think with this now look on the hour as well. If you zoom out, there's stuff further down as well to be attacked. So you've got this area down here. So you've got imbalance there. You've got imbalance down here. So there is lots to go. So the way you say that as well, it's like on a downtrend here. So it's moving quite fast. And then we've got this fast, it's going fast down, and then like you say, it started moving up like nice and slowly. So that for me is probably going to do like what we're hoping it's going to do is play into this zone, and then have the next like low. So this is the high. You can see this is the low. This would be like a low. Sorry, a lower high up there and a lower low. So just a waiting game though, and it's just we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And
So
if you have a look on the DXY as well, there's areas where it can it can just continue its bullish phase.
Yeah, I'll go into the daily.
So that big imbalance there at the top where you've got that top purple line.
Aye.
I would say it's kind of heading up there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I think anyway. I think it's at a funny spot to be fair, the DXY, because you've got this imbalance here, but then you've got like these equal lows further down, but then it's created like a kind of a higher high, yeah. So it's at a funny spot, I think. So
Well, I think that big drop down where it's left all that imbalance there, it has like broken a lot of structure to the downside.
yeah,
So once it gets up to that imbalance,
mhm.
I'd be happy to look for sells from there, and you could see the dollar just drop from there.
That's what I think is going to happen. Like I think we might. I mean, I don't know what it might play around, but I think it's going to probably creep up into this area, and then I think it might fall like pretty drastically. Have
Yeah,
some steeper
definitely.
falls to take these lows.
That's what I'm looking at.
Aye,
But from like an intraday perspective, when you're looking on the 4 hour, there's a couple of places that I'm looking at for buys, and it just hasn't gotten quite low yet. You can see where the trend lines have been taken. That one
aye.
there.
So you've
Then
got like, suppose you've got, even if you
mhm,
just do this one here, there's a trend line in there.
aye, and it's left the imbalances. So there's quite I think there's one low down as well.
So you've got that as a potential, so it might react off there. There's one. I think it's this one, probably here as well. There's a few different areas to be fair where it can potentially react off.
Round the 103, 750. 103, 750. Aye,
This here high.
that one there. So you can see there's a trend line's been taken as well, where you've got them equal lows.
Aye, aye. So you've got like a trend line. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's do it like that. So you've got like.
That there, that's exactly how I've got mine.
Mhm.
That final touch there, and then it's manipulated, taking them out, and you can
Yeah.
see where that banker's candle, a little red candle before the big green push up, it just lines up to where the manipulation is. So it could even drop down to there, and we could get a reaction out of that.
Yeah. No, that's it. Like. Aye, there's a few areas that can potentially react off, but I do think overall like it's bullish as out, isn't it? So it's making higher highs and higher lows. So for people if you don't know what that is, it's basically so you've got your low here, you've got a high, a low, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it's just like it's basically like a step, higher low, and it's stepping up and it's making highs. It's just getting higher all the time. So it's basically trending at the minute, so it's trending up. It's still doing that, and even if it comes to here, then it's still could react to go up. So, aye, we'll see what happens. There's news? Is there news tomorrow? Isn't it? I think it might be. I think there's quite a bit of news this week. Has anyone got anything they're looking at or they want us to go over?
Nope.
Just a little look at gold. So I was looking for gold as well for a potential reaction down if it came back down here. So it's got equal highs here. I was thinking it might push up and create another touch on this to have 3 touches on these equal highs, and then looking for price to maybe come down, react, and then take them and head into this imbalance here. Trying to think what else have we over. Euro USD. Have a look at this. What was the one that you went over, Sean, that you put in the chat?
NZD USD.
NZD USD.
I'm out of it now, like.
Aye.
Aye.
Where was it? Was it on the
I'll
small
tell
time?
you, I'll just stay. If you just stay where you are there, I'll just annotate.
Right.
I was looking at a trend line up here, and then that's the candle there that I was looking at. So that's my PY right there.
Right. Put that there, so you're looking at that.
Aye. Now, what I was waiting for was this high. Where's me? Oh, where am I at? This high here. Oh, hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. This high here. I wanted that to be taken before I started looking for anything, and so I think that happened yesterday, or
Aye.
it might have even been this morning in the Asia session.
Aye, and it would have been aye. Oh yes, this is.
And then I just waited to see what played out this morning when London opened. Or when Frankfurt opened 7 a.m. UK time, it created a little bit more liquidity. London took that and then it broke lower. And at that point, I was just looking on the lower time frame on the 3 minute.
Was it in? It was in here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're looking basically in there. Aye. So you've got like equal highs in here. So equal highs. So I'll just draw it on so people can see. So this is like going down to the lower time frame. So we've got equal highs in there. So you've got your little touch, and then we've got a liquidity sweep. So liquidity sweeps are happening on like every single time frame. So from the weekly to the minute. So you've got that push up, swept liquidity, then it's pushed down and it's broke structure. So it's broke below this low here. And if you want to double check that and like take away all these wicks and stuff, let's just go into your line chart and then you'll see it a lot clearer that it's broke below it. So you've broke below that. It's also created equal highs in here as well. And I'll draw that on. So you've got equal highs literally before where entry would be. And your entry would be this banker's candle here. So you've got this green candle. Oh, shit. You've got that green candle there. So I'll put that purple line there. So that's where we can look for potential sells in that area. And what you do, you'd have your stop loss above the spike. And then what's happened is it's literally broke to the downside, swept liquidity again, swooping these highs, and played into the point of interest before coming lower. So that's nice. That. I like it when you get ones like this. So you get your liquidity sweep, then it pushes down, breaks structure, and then you have like equal highs just before your entry.
Yeah, definitely. It's because you know it's going to come back and it's going to take out that liquidity, isn't it?
Aye, and then you've got an engulfing candle and imbalance sitting in there as well. So it's literally it's perfect trade. Nice. Has anyone got any questions on that?
I think I'm just waiting now. I'm just going to see how the Dixie plays out when it gets down to that area that we've just marked up. See what it does around there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I have marked up? So I had old USD, but this is like it's miles away from where I was looking from now. So me and Connor were looking on my session on Tuesday. Let's go to the 4 hour so you can see. We're looking like down here. Zoom in. So we've got equal lows here, and then we've got a trend line there. So this spike here is swept this liquidity of this trend line, and then we've got like, equal lows just there above where our entry point would be, or what point of interest would be this bankless candle here. So your last down candle before this up move, and you've got a big engulfing candle as well. So we're looking in this area for a potential. It's literally just what Sean's got on that other pair. It's like forming like equals just before where our entry would be, which I like. But he has another one where it hasn't quite got there yet. I'm still hopeful that it might, but what I'm looking for now as well. So like when you talk about adapting, so price didn't quite get there yet, but what it's formed now, we've got equal highs here, or relative equal highs in there. We've got a liquidity sweep that's pushed up there. It's pushed down, so we've got a break of structure, so it's broke below there, this area here. And now price is kind of slowly moving back up, but it's created equal highs. So what I was thinking, where's that? Hold on. Right there. So what I was thinking is, we've got a banker's candle, which is your last up candle before a down move. We've got an engulfing candle here. And what I was looking at, you've got equal highs. So what I was thinking is, if price can come back up and sweep this liquidity and play it into this zone here for a potential sell to buy. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah, I've got the exact same, mate.
Aye,
I thought this would have played out today, to be honest with you, with the NZD USD kind of moving into me POI. But to be honest, I think I probably would have just stuck with the NZD USD one because I've had it on my radar for so long.
Yeah. I mean, it may not get up to there yet, but just got my alarm on there. But I like the way it's looking at the minute. You've got this break of structure at the downside, and it's created equal highs just before where. And we've also, it'll be like a double mitigation as well. So it's already mitigated. So you can see here, you've got equal highs on this bit. You've got this liquidity sweep. And it's kind of, so what I'm wanting to do is basically what it's done, like here, I'm wanting it to do in this bit here. So it's like basically doing exactly the same thing. So you've got the liquidity sweep up there. It's broke structure, so it's broke below there. And then it's came back and played into this banker's candle. So what I'm wanting to do now is, it's broke structure, so it's broke below there. I'm wanting to play into this banker's candle and then come down. So I just basically want a repeat of what's happened. And this is called a double mitigation. So we're just looking at this area now. And then if there's a potential further back here for a buy as well. So this could be what we'll call like a sell to buy. So hopefully this one plays out. But I like the look of this one now. I think we're looking at old chef as well. No, it wasn't. Maybe an old NZD. It was So old NZD. We're looking at this zone here. So we've got this pink box. I'll just go and so this is the 4 hour. So you've got this big push up, this big green candle. So when there's a big move in the market, it's indicating that it's manipulation. It's like big money players are pumping more money into the market. So it's moving one way dead quickly. So I'm looking into this zone here. When price gets there, I want to see what happens in this area. So I've got this pink box. So if price gets into this, obviously you want to see some sort of pattern on the smaller time frame. So I'm looking for a reaction in here, and then for price to maybe start moving sideways, creating liquidity, and then you get your push down, push up, and then you're looking for like price to potentially come back to somewhere in there before it moves up. So it's just literally looking for patterns in the market. So setting up your point of interest where you're looking for. So like a banker's candle or just some sort of point of interest where you're looking at here, where you've got a liquidity sweep. So you've got a trend line in there. This is a liquidity sweep. You've got this big push up. You've got a break of structure to the upside on the higher time frame here, and then prices coming down into this sort of zone. So we're looking for a reaction in this zone, and then you go down to the smaller time frames when it's there, and look for this similar like a pattern on the smaller time frames for potential buys. And that's all it is. It's just literally rinse and repeat and do this and set up a set alarms. Going down the time frames just to see what it looks like over here. But I think that's pretty much it. Like what I'm looking at. Let's quickly have a look at their USD card. Actually, not so. I've got a point of interest on USD card as well. So USD card, see down here, this is the 4 hour. You've got this trend line here. So you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and you've got this big push down, which is the liquidity sweep of this trend line. Liquidity sweep, you've got a banker's candle here, which is your last down candle before your up move. You've got an engulfing candle, and prices broke structure to the upside here. So it's broke above this high. So what I'm looking for is for price to fall down into this area and look for something in here for potential buys. But then it's the same as all other ones. This is the 4 hour. So when price does get down there, so set me alarm. When price gets down there, I'll be looking on the smaller time frame for patterns or like for patterns so I can try and get into this trade.
Seem to be correlating quite nicely as well, like with the Dixie, the space between them. How many pips they've got to move to get into the areas that we need them to be in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Might just play out the way we actually want it for once.
Nah, hopefully. To be fair, I'm just looking at you. I've just noticed this. We've got like equal highs here. That's been took out by this, and it's played into this candle here. So it's played into this 4 hour banker's candle here. So you could have, if I'd have seen this and if I'd went down the time frames, there's probably something even smaller in there that we could have probably got a sell off. But it's probably too late now. It's reacted. You've got your push down in this here. This area's probably pushed into it. Just go to the hour, just have a look.
Dave, am I right in thinking that the Dixie dictates the dollar pairs? Is that what you keep alluding to?
Yeah, so the Dixie it's basically the dollar. So the DXY,
Okay.
this is the strength of the dollar. So if I'll just go off this now, I'll go into the Dixie. So the DXY, this is like, so now like on the hour, it's moving down. So this means like the dollar's like weakening overall here on this. So this is just literally the strength of the dollar, which I'm assuming at some point it's going to have some big crash because it's been going up for quite a while. and that's why we've got these like these target areas down here, these equals. So so if you want to see like the strength of the dollar, because the dollar dictates most pairs, to be fair, at the minute anyway. So we'll just have a little look at the DXY just to see how strong the dollar is and how it's moving. And you can also you can mark like points of interest up on the DXY of where you're thinking price is going to go, and then you can look at GBP USD and like other pairs like that just to see where, because they'll should follow suit. Has anyone got any questions? Any more questions?
I'm going to jump off there, Dave. I'll catch you in a bit, mate.
I no bother. Nice one, mate. Nice to meet you.
No worries, bud.
I'll see you later, mate.
Right, see you later.
But I think I'm going to call it a night there anyway, unless anyone's got any questions or anything that they want us to go over. No, but if anyone's stuck with anything or got any questions or needs help with anything, just make sure you speak up, like in the Discord or anything like that, or you can message me or whatever. No bother, guys. Right then, I'll catch us later. But I'll see you in the Discord anyway.
Cheers, Dave.
Right, no bother. I'll see you later.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.